Hi, and welcome to Simultaneous Equations Part 1. I'm going to talk a little bit about some things you need to know before you start, and hopefully you recall some of these facts and ideas from algebra and definitional based things from previous lessons. So first of all, I'm going to define some simple algebraic terms. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is a relationship, and you'll notice there's four words that I'm going to speak to you about: relationship, equation, function, and formula. So as a relationship is an algebraic or a set of algebraic expressions that connect two or more variables together to form a relationship between them. Next, I'm going to speak to you about an equation. The difference between a relationship and an equation is that typically an equation is solvable. So for an equation, you'll be able to solve for the variables that are within the equation. Now, prior to simultaneous equations, that would have meant that you had a relationship but with only one variable, which means that you can rearrange that to create a solution for that variable. But in the topic as we go on, you'll find that equations don't have to have just one variable. Now, a function. A function is another name for a relationship, but a function might also be a way of defining a process, an algebraic process that takes one number to another. And functions is something you may or may not have talked about from this point on, but functions are quite directly related to relationships. And last of all, a formula. A formula is a type of relationship that will actually express something in context. So, for example, you will have been dealing with formulas before in the past. When you talk about things like circumference equals 2 pi r, that's a formula relating the circumference and the radius, or that the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height, for example. Now, I want to talk to you very quickly about some of the words that I've just used in these definitions, and you'll see here that I've got some algebraic terms written. Let's just talk about this first one, 2x plus 3y. This is not a relationship, formula, function, or equation at the moment because it doesn't have an equal sign. There is no connection there. At the moment, this is called an expression. So an expression is just a connecting of algebraic terms. And 2x is a term and 3y is a term. So we have two terms that are forming to make an expression. The second one is a relationship between x and y. So it has two variables, x and y, and the relationship between them is 3x plus y equals 8. So that's a relationship, but it's not really an equation yet because it's not solvable. Thirdly, you have 3x over 6 equals 2 times x minus 3. It looks quite complicated, but in terms of analysing where it fits into our algebraic definitions, this has one variable, and it is one equation, one relationship. So if there's only one variable in one relationship, then typically that means that it is solvable. So this is solvable, which makes it an equation. So I'll be using those terms as we continue through this topic. So it's very important to me that you understand those terms. So thank you, and see you next lesson.